There is so much new construction happening in Bozeman right now, and I'm going to break down some of the top new developments that are going on all around Bozeman. What's open, what's coming, and which ones I'd actually tell a client to look at. So let's get right to it. Starting with one that I've gotten a lot of questions about lately, come up in the comments and the messages, the reserve at Heritage Park. I'm going to keep this one brief on purpose because it's close enough to breaking ground that I'm actually working on a dedicated video. The plat map, floor plans, everything they've got planned out here, all of it. So stay tuned for that in the next month or so. So the quick version is this. It's a smaller, lower density neighborhood out in the Four Corners area with 35 single family homes planned on 20 acres. It's on the north side of Baxter Lane and just north of Montfort School Road. The land was historically used for hay production, and over 5 acres is set aside for open space and trails, which for a 35 home neighborhood is a pretty generous ratio. It's quiet, it's manageable, and that Four Corners corridor is getting a lot of attention from buyers right now. More on this one soon, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out when that video comes out. Okay, besides Gallatin Meadows, which I covered in a previous video, that is Four Corners covered for now. We're going to head south because there are 2 developments down there right now at completely opposite ends of the price range, and one of them isn't getting a whole lot of attention yet. Now, Allison is a south side development I want more people to know about. It's right near South 11th and Arnold Street, south of MSU, close to Morningstar Elementary, and 5 minutes or so from downtown, 5 minutes from the Alligator Trail, with trails going right through the neighborhood. And you've got Triple Tree Trailhead as well as others not too far away. The location really is hard to beat. It's being built by EG Construction, which is the Graff family. 4th generation Bozeman builders. Eugene Graff's father was doing infill work in the same area back in the 70s. So there's real roots here. 40 home sites total, all single family, with 7 different floor plans to choose from. The Monarch is the entry point, 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, starting around $799. The Bannock comes in around $835. You step up to the Ralston, you're looking at about 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, starting at $1.06 million. And for buyers who want main level living, there's the Nyhart, a single story, 3 bedroom plan at 1,637 square feet. Most plans include garages, several have bonus rooms, lofts, or home offices. And being straightforward with the pricing, this isn't cheap, but for Bozeman new construction on the south side and this close to MSU and downtown, it's pretty competitive. A handful of lots are already sold or under contract, so there's real momentum in the area as well. If you're a buyer who wants to be in a walkable, established part of the south side in a brand new home and you don't want to wait for that custom build process, Allison is a great place to check out. Now, if Allison is the attainable south side play, the Summits is basically the opposite, and I mean that in the best way. This is a custom lot community on the south side. 35 home sites, each around an acre, priced from the mid 400s up into the 600s for the land, of course depending on the lot size and location. You bring your own builder, you design the home you actually want, and you do it on a lot with mountain views and real space around you. What makes the Summits different from most Bozeman subdivisions though, and I really do mean most, is the clubhouse. It's in the process of being built and it's going to be really nice. There's a 25-yard lap pool with a grill area right next to it, a private gym, and communal spaces both inside and out for gathering with neighbors. That combination is genuinely rare here. Most subdivisions in Bozeman don't have anything close to that. Location-wise, you're on the south side near Highlight Canyon, so hiking, mountain biking, backcountry skiing, rock climbing, ice climbing in the winter, all of that is close by. That access is a big part of why people want to be in this part of town. And if you're a buyer who wants to move faster than a full custom build timeline, there are several spec homes that are in progress right now through Blackstone Builders, DC Construction, and several others on some of the lots. So that's worth knowing if you want to get in sooner rather than waiting for a build. Real quick, I am Hallie with HK Montana Realty. I've lived in Bozeman my whole life, grew up here, watched every one of these neighborhoods take shape, and I work all over Southwest Montana. So if you're watching this, you might be trying to figure out where you actually fit, whether you're relocating here or you're already here and trying to make a move. That's exactly where having somebody local in your corner can make a real difference. Not just someone who knows what's listed, but someone who knows which builders to look at, which neighborhoods hold the most value, what's about to come to market, and what things might look like in the next few years. course. You can reach out to me directly anytime or drop a comment. I do read and reply to every single one. Now, back to the south side, there's definitely more to cover over here. And one other quick thing, if you find yourself wanting even more information on other new developments around Bozeman, I have a previous video where I go over several others that I'll link in the description and include at the end for you to go check out next. Okay, now we're headed to a subdivision that's filling in a gap on the south side that buyers have been waiting on for a while. And there is something that sets it apart. Meadow Bridge is tucked right between two established Southside neighborhoods, South Bridge and Meadow Creek, on about 25 acres. And this one is actively moving. Lots are for sale right now. You've got 45 residential lots ranging from about 0.13 to 0.32 acres. Active lots are priced from about $210,000 up to just under $450,000, with most of them in the $220,000 to $390,000 range. A handful have already sold, which tells you there's real momentum here. Streets in the subdivision include Last Loop Drive, Blackwood Road, Parkway Avenue, and Kenzie Lane. The site plan puts most of the lots on the west side of the property with a park in the northeast corner and open space running through the center. So even though the footprint is fairly compact, it actually feels more open than the lot sizes suggest. The roads through this development also complete some connections that have been missing in this part of the south side. You've got Kirk Drive and Last Loop Drive and Blackwood Road, which matters for how the whole street grid knits together over here. Zoning is R3, which sets this up primarily for single-family homes, and that's the expectation for how most of these lots will be built out. In a market where a lot of new neighborhoods are mixing in duplexes and multifamily, a neighborhood that's going to feel pretty traditional is genuinely appealing to a lot of buyers. If you want to build a single-family home inside city limits on the south side at a lot price that doesn't require you to spend $500,000 or more before you've broken ground, Meadow Bridge is one of the few places in Bozeman right now where that's actually possible. Okay, heading away from the south side for a minute because there's something happening on the west side of Bozeman that I think is unlike anything else that's come to the market. So let's go check it out. Urban Farm is a master-planned 106-acre mixed-use community on the west side between Gooch and Cottonwood Road right off of Huffine Lane. This was the former Norton Ranch, and the whole concept is rooted in that agricultural heritage, sustainability, open space, walkability. It's not just a marketing angle, it's built into the site plan. 15% of the property is permanently reserved as open space. Parks, trails, a central park, a recreational pond, and the Baxter Creek Nature Trail running through the northeast corner of the site. The village core plan includes parcels designated for a restaurant and market plaza with a greenhouse concept, a recreation center, and an 80-key boutique hotel. Along Huffine, there are high visibility commercial parcels designated for a grocery store, mixed use, and medical and professional services. Those are still available. And 2 significant residential parcels in the core are already under contract, one for 294 apartments, plus 20 attached single-family homes, another for a blend of 125 market rate and 125 affordable apartments with ground floor commercial. They've already delivered 2 completed phases that are up and leasing, Millhouse East and West, 36 modern 2-bedroom apartments, and The Grange, which has 2- and 3-bedroom homes with upscale finishes, EV chargers, and private patios. Here's what's important for anyone watching this who wants to be a part of Urban Farm. There are still parcels ready for development available for purchase right now. The infrastructure is in. These are shovel-ready sites. Residential opportunities range from a 5.48-acre parcel with preliminary plat already approved for 62 townhomes, duplexes, and triplexes, which can be built for sale or for rent, down to smaller infill parcels throughout the master plan. If you're a developer, a builder, or a buyer looking at something beyond a traditional home purchase, it's worth a serious look at this opportunity. The offering memorandum is available, and I'm happy to provide that to you as well. Just to give you a little bit of location context, we're 8 minutes to downtown, 6 minutes to MSU. That proximity surprises a lot of people when they look at this on a map. Worth mentioning as well, there's also an affordable rental project proposed within Urban Farm, the Rowers Project, 145 income restricted units. I'm unable to help with rental transactions, but if you know someone trying to stay in Bozeman on a tighter budget, it's worth knowing that that is coming. The buyer or investor who makes the most sense here right now is someone thinking a few years ahead. Whether that's a developer looking at the remaining parcels, someone who wants to be in a walkable west side community before it fully matures, or a buyer who understands that getting in while infrastructure is being built usually means better positioning down the road. Not too far from Urban Farm, there's a smaller subdivision that's quietly selling lots. And then I want to get into the biggest active development on the south side that I haven't covered yet. Still on the west side of Bozeman, but on the other side of Huffine Lane, we've got Woodbury Grove. It's right near Sierra Vista, just off of Gooch Hill Road on Cloudfield Circle. One thing worth noting with this one is that it is outside of city limits, so you're in Gallatin County rather than the city of Bozeman. For some buyers, that's a draw, different tax structure, and a little bit more breathing room typically. There are quite a few lots actively available right now, all on Cloudfield Circle. Entry point is about $199,000 for a 0.17 acre lot, which comes out to around 7,500 square feet, with slightly larger lots coming in at about $209,000. The mix of lot types is what makes this one interesting. There are single family lots, duplex townhouse lots, and fourplex condo lots all in the same subdivision. So if you're a buyer who wants flexibility in how you build, or an investor who wants to put up a small income producing property on the west side, this is one of the more accessible options in the market right now. About 10 minutes to downtown, 10 minutes to the Gallatin River, quiet, not a lot of hype around it, but the pricing and flexibility make it worth knowing about. All right, I want to cover two more on the south side before I wrap up here. One of them I've mentioned before, but there's a lot more going on right now. And the last one is the biggest active development I haven't covered just yet. Now we're on to Sandhill. I have mentioned this one before, it's in a previous video, but there's a lot more happening here right now, and I want to give you a proper update. I also have a home tour coming in this neighborhood at some point soon, so stay tuned for that. Sandhill is on the southeast side of Bozeman, just off Kagi Boulevard. It's a 160-acre community with 34 single-family lots, from 2 to over 3 acres. And over 40% of the property is set aside for native vegetation, wildlife habitat, and community trails. The subdivision borders Montana state land directly, so residents have access to some really incredible trail systems right from their backyard. So here's the update. This neighborhood has matured. The raw lots are almost gone, or at least there aren't any currently for sale. Custom homes are being built and completed, and there are currently 3 homes active or under contract in the neighborhood. We're talking 4 to 5 bedrooms, 4,000 to nearly 6,000 square feet on lots between 2.25 to 2.5 acres. Prices range from just under $4 million up to $5.375 million for the home currently under contract. This is a specific buyer, someone who wants a large, high-end custom build on meaningful acreage close to Montana State University and downtown, with direct trail access and Bridger Mountain views. If that's you, Sandhill is worth a serious conversation. And the home tour video is going to give you a much better feel for what's actually been built there, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one. All right, on to the last one, South Range Crossing. This is the biggest active development planned on the south side right now, and there's a detail inside it that I genuinely didn't expect. All right, this one is definitely worth paying attention to. South Range Crossing is a 75-acre master plan community at the intersection of South 19th and Graff Street, developed by Providence Development, the same local firm behind Northwest Crossing and the Icon Apartments. They have a real track record of getting large projects done in Bozeman. The vision here is a full mix: retail, restaurants, offices, and residential, all built around a neighborhood commercial corner at Graff and 19th that will bring services to this part of the south side. For sale housing options are definitely part of the plan, and there's a clubhouse included in the community as well. Parks connect into the Alder Creek and Blackwood Groves trail systems, so the access piece is real. There's also an affordable housing component being fast-tracked as part of the development, and a wetland on the property is being preserved as public open space, with investment going toward improvements at nearby Southwood Park. This one is less about a single buyer type and more about a corridor to understand. If you're buying anywhere in South Bozeman near this intersection, Blackwood Groves, Alder Creek, knowing what's coming here matters for how that whole part of town functions and feels long-term. So So there you have it, 7 developments plus one really big one coming soon. So here's what I actually think. The South Side is where the most is happening right now. Allison, Meadowbridge, the Summits, Sand Hill, South Range Crossing. It's all concentrated in that South 19th corridor and the neighborhoods around it, with of course the exception of Sand Hill. If you're targeting South Bozeman, this is the moment to understand the landscape before it fills in. The West Side is also moving quickly. It's been moving north and west for quite some time now, so that activity isn't quite as new. And it might feel like it's actually a few years behind the South Side in terms of feeling finished. But urban farm is the most interesting long-range bet in that market. The mixed-use build-out, the commercial anchors coming, and the for-sale residential parcels that are already moving. That's going to anchor a whole section of town. For the custom lot buyer who wants acreage close to town, the Summits and Sand Hill are two very different options. The Summits is acre plus lots where you bring your own builder starting in the mid 400s for the land. And there are several homes, spec and custom builds already in progress. Sand Hill is further along. You've got custom homes already built, and it's on the southeast side off Kagi with completed homes in the $4 to $5+ million range. Very different price points, but both worth knowing. And I will add that I do think that once we see more of those spec homes come on in the Summits, we're going to be seeing prices upwards of 2, 3, maybe 4 million. And if you want a taste of what's coming in Four Corners, of course, keep an eye on the reserve at Heritage Park. That dedicated video is coming soon. Okay, before I jump into my top picks, if you're trying to figure out where you fit in all of this, whether you're relocating already here and trying to make a move, or just trying to understand the market, I'd be happy to help. Not in a generic way. I've seen these neighborhoods take shape, like I said, and that perspective really matters when you're making a decision this big. I don't take that lightly, and I'm happy to go through all of your questions with you. Reach out, my info is right here, there's a link in the description, or drop a comment and I'll get back to you. So here's where I'd actually appoint someone based on everything I know about this market right now. Meadowbridge is a great option for Southside buyers who want single family, inside city limits, traditional neighborhood feel. Hard to find that combination in new construction right now, and lots are already moving. The reserve at Heritage Park, I kept this one brief today because it's really close to breaking ground, and the concept is solid enough that I think once it gets moving, it's really gonna start moving. Again, as soon as I have enough information to put a video together, you will see that one here. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And finally, the Summits for the custom build buyer who's been waiting for the right lot near Highlight, acre plus lots, mountain views, and a clubhouse that is almost entirely established. I'm anticipating some spec homes to be available through Blackstone. If you want to move faster than full custom timelines, of course, feel free to reach out and I'll get more information about that as it comes. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still in research mode, my All About Bozeman playlist right here is a great next step. If you want to learn about the pros and cons, different areas, vlog tours, you name it, it's all in there. And as promised, right here is that other new developments video, additional new developments all around Bozeman. A lot of them, of course, have made quite a bit of progress since I filmed that one, but there's still a lot of great information there, as well as on my website. So that video, like I said, linked right here, as well as in the description below. So check one of those out. I'll see you over there. And if you can't right now, of course, until next time, I hope to show you around.